is just fantastic. Captain's Log. Subdate 220601.7. Subfleet are adamant that we do not engage with the Titans, and to let them ruin the entire sector. As No Lives Matter is my shtick, I'm going to annihilate both the Titans and the sector itself. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I wasn't planning on doing a video during the deliberations from the jury, but some rather interesting things have taken place, and I want to make sure we cover them before we get to the verdict, which, yes, at time of recording we are still waiting for. The first article I'd like to look at is one titled Johnny Depp vs Amber Heard Trial, Possible Scenarios Once the Jury Gives Its Verdict. So what happens if Johnny loses? If the jury's decision this week is to dismiss his civil claim, then Johnny Depp will not receive the money he is looking for. It also means that Amber Heard would not be liable to pay his legal fees. But it is still possible that Johnny Depp could be entitled to some payout for loss of earnings due to Amber Heard's accusations, but it will be very much south of $50 million that he seeks. The next question is, what can Johnny Depp do if he loses? Now, he can of course appeal the decision, but this would only be likely to come about if significant new evidence or testimony emerged. Another issue Johnny could face is Amber Heard will push forward with her counterclaim, demanding $100 million from him, claiming that he defamed her by bringing this trial. Underneath that you'll notice Eve Barlow. We're going to get to her soon, don't worry, she was trending. It was quite amusing. Next, the article asks if either Johnny Depp or Amber Heard could face criminal charges. The simple answer is no. This is a civil case, not a criminal case. This means that neither Johnny nor Amber are subjected to criminal charges, and no criminal convictions can arise from the outcome of this trial. Somewhat disingenuously, the article does not say what could happen to Amber in the same sense of what we got with Johnny, but it does say at the bottom what's next for Depp and Heard. Although there could be significant damages to be paid out, the two actors are likely to see their fate decided in the court of public opinion. Already there have been very clear shows of support on each side, and some of these views will be unchanged no matter what the jury decides. I think you'll find the court of public opinion is resoundingly on one side. Just one. I wonder if the trial has anything to do with that now, considering what the trial has shown us. Amber Heard is quite the vicious individual. My view on this has always been simple. If Johnny loses, it further proves the point that men are not taken seriously in a court of law when they are victims of domestic abuse. So if Amber wins, she is vindicated and will undoubtedly continue to go off on her career and do well-ish. Although she will probably find solitude hiding in her little mountain retreat, because the court of public opinion really doesn't like her. If Johnny wins, justice will have been served, and one can hope by extension that Amber bloody well learns to say the following word: sorry. Perhaps if she wants to embellish it, sorry everyone, I lied to you in a court of law, which is a completely different problem for Amber. Bankruptcy will suit you nicely. Because we don't know how long the jury is going to take with their deliberations, Johnny Depp has gone off to do his thing, Amber has gone off to do her thing. Her thing is hiding. His thing is to get up on stage at the Royal Albert Hall with Jeff Beck, where he received a standing ovation. Apparently the public opinion is very much in his favour, and the Royal Albert Hall is a banging place to go for a gig. In our last video I discussed the mountain of hashtags that are trending that include Amber Heard. The one that started trending yesterday or the day before was Amber Heard deserves prison. Now this one has cropped up multiple times, but I'm going to go with it more recently because of what someone else has put out. There's an article by Yahoo. Amber Heard warned she could face jail over perjury claims in her case against Johnny Depp. Defamation lawyer Aaron Mink said more and more objective evidence that she is lying about things under oath could lead to a sentence for the actress. Aaron told website Joe a few days ago he didn't think there was any chance Amber could face prosecution for anything she'd said on the stand. He then went on to explain how he changed his mind as the case hurtled towards its conclusion, saying, I think that as this case goes on, and we start seeing more and more objective evidence that she is lying about things under oath, that's when it starts crossing the line into the possibility that she fabricated evidence, fabricated photos, fabricated bruises and altered evidence to then submit it. which he further went on to describe as really offensive to the justice system. So now we're going to address some tweets that I saw that I found truly fascinating. Under the Amber Heard Deserves Prison hashtag, we have Christy Derrin. It's not every day that we see a beautiful, rich, well-connected white woman being held accountable by society for her crimes. Don't we usually call them Karens? With some pointing out she's not necessarily well-connected, more like she was foisted upon others to connect to, and others tweeting the additional hashtags that are relevant. Hashtag Amber Heard is an abuser. Hashtag Amber Heard is a liar. Now I mentioned that Eve Barlow is a joke was trending earlier, and it is worth addressing why, because this one is a doozy. If you don't know who Eve Barlow is though, she's a journalist, everyone. A journalist who also happens to be a close friend of Amber Heard's. Now I will say, since trending, she has changed her tact on Twitter and turned off replies so that only people that follow or are mentioned in tweets can reply to her. This is how well respected she is on Twitter, I guess. So Eve Barlow. So Johnny Depp is on tour with Jeff Beck. He played in Sheffield tonight and will likely play the Royal Albert Hall in London tomorrow and Tuesday. That is the domestic abuse victim waiting for his defamation case verdict, the one who's been cancelled. Meanwhile, Amber doesn't have PTSD. Wake up. Hashtag I stand with Amber Heard. How individuals cope with their own personal distress is their business, and their coping mechanism is going to vary. Johnny is performing because it's one of the very few things he has left. Amber is hiding. You are a friend of Amber Heard's and will undoubtedly have a bias and refuse to shift from that particular hill. You have listened and you have believed, but you have ignored everything in the court, and for this you have been absolutely annihilated on Twitter. Continuing with Eve Barlow though, because I find this quite chuckle-worthy, it's been more than 24 hours. I'm just a woman advocating for what's right and I won't stop. Twitter is infinite miles wide, but only inches deep. I stand with Amber Heard. Accompanying this are two hashtags in an image. Hashtag Justice for Johnny Depp and hashtag Eve Barlow is a joke. God, you turned those replies off quick though. You were ratioed and you know it. Now as a final tweet from Eve Barlow, because she's a chuckle-worthy lolcow in the making, leave Amber alone. Thank you, Eve Barlow, for your public service announcement. But as I can see here, you were ratioed on the quote tweets because you couldn't turn those off. Twat. So on the 31st of May, it was reported via Law and Crime that Johnny Depp's attorneys and a member of his security team had gone into the courthouse, with it being posited that the jury had a question, with articles via TMZ, where jury are asking clarification questions after 10 hours of deliberations, with one of the issues being whether or not they're supposed to handle the three statements in particular featured in Amber Heard's op-ed alone or as a part of the entire op-ed. So the jury's query to the court reads, does question number 3, the statement is false, pertain to the headline, or does it pertain to the content of the statement and everything written in the op-ed? The answer from the judge was to look at the headline in isolation as its own statement and to decide if, by itself, it is defamatory, without considering the full context of the op-ed. And just an FYI, the other two defamatory statements have to do with Amber calling herself a public figure representing domestic abuse, along with saying she had a rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse. Now, while the jury deliberate, the jury itself have 8 questions that it needs to answer, and these itself determine whether or not Amber Heard defamed Johnny Depp. For Johnny's claims, though, they have to answer 24 questions and 18 for Amber Heard's counterclaim, so this could take a bit of time, and I'm sure most of you have already seen the images of those particular question forms doing their rounds through social media. Now, the ACLU, who I believed helped write Amber Heard's defamatory op-ed, were asked to voluntarily hand over documents pertaining to the case. That's interesting. So Johnny Depp had to ask the judge to legally compel them to respond, to which his motion was granted. The ACLU, though, now want to be reimbursed for obtaining these documents, the time taken to prepare and submit them. And there is a fee. Somebody might be abusing inflation with this one and possibly a bit of interest. they've asked for $86,253.26. That is an oddly specific number. Part of me thinks that this might have something to do with a bar tab that hasn't been paid for a while. As a final tweet I want to look at today, we have the names Q. Johnny Depp is trending, so here's some cold hard facts. Amber Heard claimed she was assaulted within an inch of her life, including broken bones and other horrible injuries. Less than 24 hours later, she went to tape a flawless appearance on James Corden. Proof of that would come from the very statements from the court documents here. During this, Mr. Justice Nicol had said, "Just a minute, you were being particularly asked about bruises and you said you had bruised ribs." Amber, I had bruised ribs. Bruises all over my body. Bruises on my forearms from trying to defend the blows. I had 2 black eyes. I had a broken nose. I had a broken lip. I had bruises primarily. The really bad ones were in my hairline, in my scalp, my chin. Accompanying that is a picture of Amber Heard on The Late Late Show with James Corden. Well, her makeup artist has done sublime work, don't you think? Basically reconstructed her face after what she described. I really hope the jury find Amber to be guilty of defaming Johnny Depp.